Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm joined by Maxine Fothergill, who is the 2021-22 ARLA President. Thank you for joining me today, Maxine.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
No worries. The video I'd like to talk about today is the future of Propertymark, with particular discussion about Nathan and membership levels. So where do you think the future of the Propertymark is going forward? Talk to me.
The future of Propertymark, I think, is very rosy. I can see that it's going to literally expand beyond belief. There are so many agents out there that do not belong to Propertymark or any other form of organisation at the moment. And with the future, the way it's going with regulation coming in, then that is an opportunity for us at Propertymark to be able to bring people into the fold and to raise the standards, to bring in professionalism.
I mean, my understanding is that only a quarter of estate agents and just over a third of letting agents are members of their relevant organisations. Why don't you think more people are members?
At present, because it is an unregulated industry, this is why. It's too easy for people to just buy a manual, read a book, and then start up an agency. All they've got to do is join a property ombudsman, and even in that case, as a trainer for landlords myself, and for agents, I have heard the most horrendous horror stories over the years of agents that really don't know what they're doing.
Well, I don't know about you, but I go onto these Facebook groups of letting agents, and they're asking questions that you think to yourself, my God, how long have you been in business? This is awful.
Yeah, it's true. And what they don't seem to realise also is that the need to actually know the legislation. For us, there is over 400 parts of legislation that we have to actually know, understand, and we have to actually help our clients. And if you haven't got that level of understanding, how can you do the job properly?
I mean, if you roll the clock back 9, 12 months, even 18 months ago, there was a lot of chopping and changing at head office. You obviously had David Cox go, and then Mr. Tim Balcon, who was literally there for a matter of days. Do you think that created some uncertainty, which I know obviously now Nathan's here, but how did it fit? How did it make you feel when we had that, almost David and Tim going almost very quickly?
Okay, yeah, so it's a good question, Chris. Certainly for the organisation, it was a hard time because it wasn't only the personnel leaving, it was also in the middle of COVID as well. So it was quite an unsettling time. However, the association didn't actually get affected in any way, shape or form. The work continued and everything else actually carried on. And although with any company, personnel change, the people at the top change, but the company still exists, and it doesn't really matter who's doing what, as long as the support is there for the members. And it certainly was. At no time during any of the changes at the top did it actually affect the membership.
No, and to be honest with you, I know you can't say anything, but I think in hindsight, if you don't mind me saying, now with Nathan on board, there seems to be a lot more openness, both internally and externally. I think half the battle that Propertymark had probably in the past was that it was almost like we won't tell anyone. It's a bit like what you were saying about the regional reps not being able to talk to their members. I mean, that's GDPR taking it to the extreme. That's not what GDPR was there for. It was almost rules within rules. There seems to be a different outlook, a different feel, and the senior people I talk to in Propertymark at Arbon House, they're transformed, aren't they?
They are.
I mean, Rachel Hartley is a different woman, amazing.
Definitely, and I have to say, I think that these huge changes have been brought about by bringing in Nathan. I think that Nathan is like a breath of fresh air to our organisation. The previous way that we operated, almost as if we were kind of like in silos in a way. It's NAEA didn't speak to ARLA, and NAVO, who are they, and inventories. It's not like that now. it literally within a matter of just a few short months, we can see the whole organisation is really gelling well together. And that has been brought about from the top, from the work that he is doing to actually inclusivity, making us all feel as if we're part of this large organisation, which we've obviously always have been, but he's actually bringing us all together, which is brilliant. And I think he's doing an absolutely fantastic
And
job.
what do you think that in turn will make the rank and file members feel and see?
Well, I think that it's nothing but good can come out of all of this if members can actually see this, and I do believe that they are seeing it. They're seeing it. We've now got a new website and it's got far more great information. There's far more information that's been disseminating out on a regular basis. There's far more press that's going out there. Members are seeing such huge amounts of change, literally day to day, week to week, things that they'd never seen before. So it's all positive. It's all really good news.
Well, hopefully if Nathan carries on with the way he is and with the support and guidance of the regional exec reps, all the presidents, I mean, if you don't mind me saying, you've got Liana, who's the president of National Association of Estate Agents. I've always found it quite strange, though, that we don't just get rid of ARLA, National Association of Estate Agency, and just call it PropMark. You know, why don't we do that?
Well, that is an actual aim from the organisation, that we are all Propertymark, but we're under one umbrella. What you couldn't do, because we are all separate divisions, because there is the letting side, there is the estate agency side, and there is the auctioneering side, we can't just suddenly merge them because we are very, very different disciplines.
And different people, because let's be honest, you really wouldn't want an estate, you know, it's like, you know, men are from Mars and women from Venus. It's like the same with estate agents and letting agents. They are completely different, aren't they?
Yes.
I mean, God forsake,
totally
you wouldn't want to
different.
value a letting near your lettings, would you? Oh my God.
No, you're absolutely right. We are very different. In the letting side, it is all about forging and building those relationships, because that's what we do.
Yes.
We have to have a long-term, really good working relationship with our clients. On the sales side, they are going in, they're selling a property, and then they're moving on to the next sale. Yes. So it is very, very different personalities and disciplines. And I think that's always been recognised. But certainly we're all under one umbrella, but within different divisions.
Thank you very much for your time today. I am a huge fan of Propertymark, and I would certainly encourage anyone to join. The membership fees are really for nothing, and I think even the legal helpline's worth its price, worth its weight in gold. So thank you for your time today. We won't say anything more about Nathan because it'll only go to his head, bless him, and I think he's wonderful. And if you are an agent, do seriously check them out. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Thanks, Chris.